Morning. So this is after the weekend. The contractors are back over here on the house site. Dad and I are coming over. We don't have much more basement digging to do, and then Dad and I will be done. We're just helping them move dirt. And then I think they're gonna start framing up or forming up a footer in the basement. We got a little bit of dirt to move, and then we can move on to other things. Oh shoot, he's already pretty well done. So if this is your first video with us, my wife and I are building our dream house back here on the farm. We're about a mile off the road, no neighbors, great location. We've been planning this for a couple years, but with all the events going on in the world and a few unique details to us, it's taken a couple years to get here, but we're here now and we're real excited. So the contractor wanted to dig the hole. They basically said we could dig the hole, but everything was priced with them digging the hole with our equipment. They're more or less saying this way, if anything happened with the site prep, it was on them, not on us. And there wasn't any confusion about who was liable and all that good stuff, so fair enough. I know it really bummed Dad out. He really likes digging holes, but we are moving the dirt, and well, we've been here quite a bit and been a part of it, so better than nothing. But I did think we'd be digging our own basement. Now we could have, if we would have pushed the topic, I'm sure that we would have dug the basement, but no need in getting hung up on something like that. Let's just get it done. This is a father and son running these two pieces of equipment here, and they've worked together a lot. They kind of like me and Dad, they know what each other are thinking, so they're pretty quick and efficient. I think you need some bushings.
Oh, that's that Wayne or a quick attach, that's the way it is.
Gotta say, their skid steer has really impressed me. That thing has some serious pushing power. Time to go. So those two trees had to go in order to get the turn into the garage just right. Otherwise I'd have left them. The rest of them we're going to leave. Trees take a long time to grow, obviously. And I think they really dress up a yard. So I'd like to leave as many as possible. A few of them had to go. Now, luckily pine trees grow quicker than others. We will probably have a few more pines around here. Maybe some maple trees and whatnot to kind of finish off the yard real nice. For right now, those ones had to leave. So now they are squaring up the forms, so there'll be a footer in the bottom of this basement. And they are staking out where that footer is going to be. That's the next step, is pouring the footer. Right now they're marking out where that bucket's going to be. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much work for them to get that footer in there. I don't know if they're going to pour that today. There's really no finish work on a footer. Lays in there, and that's what the basement will be sitting on. Swing back over here to the grain bins. Got to give Brad his new hat. So if you haven't heard, we have a new logo design. Brown Farms, kind of a combination of Brian's farming videos, BFV, and Brown Family Farms, BFF. One logo, new hat design, new shirts. I think they look pretty good. Anyways, gotta give Brad his. I have a t-shirt and a hat in my magical box here. All this stuff can be purchased at farmfocus.com, so if you like these shirts or these hats, also have hoodies, check those out over there. New hat. So I'm going to take a load to town. I've yet to try out the new trucks with a load under them. So I'm going to take this one in. Maybe wondering how Brad knows when to pull up. We got our camera system over here too. Right there. So if you missed it, we bought a couple Peterbilt 579 semis there last week. Found a heck of a deal on them, and it was a good enough deal we couldn't pass them up. So we now have two blue Peterbilt 579s, not 379. There's about a 50% price increase for that 379. They're both automatics. They're both about the same miles. Pretty nice trucks. So it's my first trip to town. Now I did drive one of them home for about 50 miles, but you never really know about trucks till you pull with it, and this one seems to pull pretty well. What a wonderful trip, not even a line. Unfortunately, with this trailer, we do have to get out and untarp it. I have to get an auto tarp on this one eventually. Let's go over and see how the house progress is going. So they're just digging the footer. I don't know if they're going to pour it today or not. This little John Deere 60, this is their excavator. I know someone's going to ask if we bought a Deere Mini, but nope. Asked if they wanted to use our cat, and they said they'd just use theirs, so here it is. So this footer here, it's about 12 inches deep, 24 inches wide. Like I said, that's what the basement walls themselves will be sitting on. This stuff will sit here a week and get nice and firm, and then about a week from now is when we'll start doing the basement walls, I think is the plan. Maybe a little bit longer. And then after the basement walls are in, that's when we can do floor. So we're gonna do the floor in a different pour. My cousin, you guys have seen him on the channel before, Ben. He does concrete for a living. He's gonna do me my floor. I don't think we're gonna stamp it, but I think we are gonna color the floor. This basement's gonna be an extra living space. We are gonna use it quite a bit. It's not gonna just be a hole in the ground where a hot water heater is and all of our Christmas junk. We plan on using our basement quite a bit. Here and survey progress on how much dirt we're going to need over here to keep filling in. Now that basement dirt went a lot further than I thought it will. Now this will settle. This is still not super compacted. I mean, we'll probably lose, I don't know, probably settle a foot. I could be completely off. I 100% made that up, but I do want to bring dirt in. We got some dirt to haul in here. I want to have dirt all the way out to here and kind of slope this bank off a little bit too, maybe around that corner some. Round this off and have a nice gentle approach, because there's two driveways here. This basically makes a big loop. This old road did. We're gonna keep that loop there. It's just gonna end up in our garage. Now this old concrete pad, it's like it might be a 30 by 30. Dad thinks we should leave it. I think it's in the wrong spot. If it was in the backyard, I'd leave it for somewhere else, but it's never gonna be in the right spot. It's kind of sitting at the house at a different angle. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it could be a basketball court for the kiddos, but I kind of think we ought to just tear it out and throw it in the hole and then cover it up. This was a loading dock back in the World War when this was a bomb manufacturing plant back here. This was just a little building. I don't know what purpose that little building had, but there's several pads like that around here. I am super impressed with that John Deere skid steer. So our cat skid steer we lease. I don't think we're gonna lease the next one. I think we're just gonna buy one. Yeah, that one's really impressed me. I haven't ran it, but it's moving a lot of dirt pretty quickly. So now it's a lot bigger than our 242 cat. I mean, a whole different frame size and everything. Pretty impressed with it. I think that'd be pretty handy on a tile crew. I like that one, and I really like a JCB about that size. So if anyone's got any experience with either one of them, let me know. That's a 331G. I think that's like the second biggest model they make. And then I don't know what that would translate to on JCBs. So everybody's went home for the evening. Take you guys on a little tour. So now that there's a, an actual footprint of the house, everything looks a little bit more easier to see. To me, when there's just flags everywhere, you don't get any depth perception, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, even that building that we're building, it's 135 by 100, and when you're just looking at flags, it doesn't really look that big. In here, you can kind of get an idea of what the house is going to look like, in my opinion. So this back wall here, that's 81 feet, and then I think this wall is 36. That's kind of the rough footprint. Now there is a large angle right there because our garage is sitting at an angle, but I think the total square feet of this house comes out to like 2,800 or something along those lines. Not including the basement though. This part of the house that we're in right now on the second or the ground floor would be the bathroom, the master bathroom. And then right over here would be Kayla and I's bedroom. And then right around in this area would be the living room. Fireplace would be right about there. So there will be a wood burning fireplace. There'll actually be a wood burning fireplace on the outside too. So we're gonna have a big patio out there, covered porch, and it's gonna have a fireplace outside. Right here, this little nook in that footer, that's gonna be the kitchen. It'll be countertop space, sink, stove, all that stuff will be in this area. There'll be a kitchen island right out here. And then over here, this zigzag, it's actually gonna be like a mudroom area. Right over here is gonna be our garage entrance. Basement entrance is gonna be right about here, and then this will be a stairway, but right in here will be a hallway with the kids' rooms. Just boom, 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 1, 2, 3. And then on the other side of that hallway, we've got a pantry, a laundry room, and then their bathroom. And then above the garage, there is a bonus room. So I guess that's not really figured in the square footage, but that's going to be the podcast studio where all of my YouTubing stuff goes. Really excited for that space. You wouldn't believe how many Zoom calls and Google Meets and all that kind of stuff I've had to do in the last couple of years, and there's always a half-naked kid running around beating another half-naked kid in the background, so that's gonna be pretty awesome. Did have a minor miscommunication right here. Not really miscommunication, just kind of looked at the plans wrong. We dug too much out on the front porch, but that's all right. No big deal. We just have to put some more dirt back in here. Basically, the front porch is 10 foot. It's kind of, half of it is sunk back into the house and half of it is outside of the frame of the house. So slight miscommunication, but nothing that we can't fix pretty easily. Fill that space right there back in. Now tomorrow they're going to be pouring the footers. I'm not going to be here, but there's really not a whole lot to it. There's just concrete going in this trench right here, and then they're just taking a rake or a broom or something and kind of smoothing it out. It's not going to be finished like super fancy or anything, because like I said, the forms are the only thing that's going to be sitting on it. You'll never see them again after about a week. So I just got to get it kind of level. I think that's all that's going to happen on the house for the next week. Like I said, the ICF blocks, that's what we're doing in this basement in. Instead of formed walls, ICF forms. You guys will be a lot more familiar with those in the coming week, but they're not going to get here till next Monday. This is Monday, so we got a whole week. We'll have time to set up, and it should be good and firm by the time that we start stacking those ICF blocks. Think of a gigantic set of Legos that you pour concrete in, and they just stay there as insulation. Should be pretty good. Should keep this basement nice and tight and warm, or cool, however we want to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's going to do it for this video. If you would do us a favor, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one.